Let's talk about the next guy. Tyrone Tracy Jr. And this is, to me, a wild card pick we got here. And they kind of touched on that to a little degree there during the show. They didn't spend a lot of time talking about him, but what they did say is they said, and this is assistant GM Brandon Brown who said this, I should clarify. He said, perceived flaws were that Tyrone was an older prospect, not a lot of time in the running back room. We flipped it and looked at the positive. And we talked about that as well when we first drafted him. You got a guy who hasn't played running back very much, which means he hasn't hit his ceiling yet. He's a little bit older of a prospect than your typical guy you draft, but he also hasn't had as much tread taken off the tires because he hasn't played running back but for the last two. He has fresh legs that are a little bit staler than the average leg. That's what they are. Yeah. Like he's got fresh treads on him. It's almost like that car that goes to church and the grocery store on Sundays and that's it. And it's got like dry rubber tires on it. Like, I mean, that's
unfair, but I understand.
But I would say that's where he is, and I agree with the Giants. Like, you can't look at this guy as your typical running back coming out of college at the age he's at because he doesn't have the carries on him. He doesn't have the experience level that a lot of these guys have. So he's a wild card.
100%. It's where you draft this guy is exactly where it's a good spot to draft though, because like you're not expecting him to be the next Barker. You're not expecting him to be the next stud, but you're expecting him to be better than what he could be, and that's not wrong. But you got him so late in the draft that he doesn't amount to like where you're thinking he could be. Like, it's not the worst case scenario. It's fifth round.
Who made the Blau Powell comparison? Was it you? Or was it somebody who got from X? You brought it up in one episode. I remember we were talking about him.
What was that? I'm sorry.
The Blau Powell from the Jets. We talked about him as a comparison. I remember you brought it up. I can't remember if you thought of that yourself or if you got that from somebody else.
I think I took it someone else.
But that to me is what you're hoping for this kid. A guy who can give the special teams, be a good pass catcher, come in as a backup running back when you need be. And if you get that out of this round, that's a good one there. And they talked about the advanced metrics on him, and the scouts really thought that he had some of the best explosiveness of any running back in this draft. Granted, it wasn't a great running back draft. Should throw that out there, but still, again, third down back guy, former receiver. Like there's a lot to like for where we got him. He's got potential. He's got some potential there. So let's see if that potential comes into fruition. So.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you.